Hey, yo, what's the deal? I miss your boy Tag from Pro Wrestling Tag. You know what I'm saying? As of this recording, it is 12:39 p.m. You know what I mean? December 22nd, 2024. You know what I mean? And I was gonna do this video yesterday, but it was brick as a motherfucker outside, yo. It's colder. It's much colder today here in Brooklyn than it was yesterday. You know what I'm saying? Before I even get into my my spiel, you know what I mean? Because I have a lot of things to say. I just want to, mention one thing. Like, shout out to the people who liked my post about what I said about Fat Joe. You know what I mean? This was not on X. You know what I mean? This was not wrestling related and stuff, but I felt like I needed to say something. You know what I mean? Because as a Puerto Rican, as a Puerto Rican male in Brooklyn, from New York City, like I got a lot of love for black people. I live around black people. You know what I mean? Like the majority of the people who I've been around, you know what I'm saying, almost all my life has been nothing but black people. And they've been, my best friends. You know what I mean? Like all girlfriends I dated, almost every single one of them has been black. Not to say that I don't like Puerto Rican females and stuff. Not to say I don't like my Puerto Rican people, period, because I do. I got mad love for them. You know what I mean? But, I got love for FBAs and Afro-Caribbeans and stuff like that too. You know what I mean? And I said what I said. You know what I mean? I said that, Puerto Ricans did not, create hip hop along with blacks. I'm keeping it real. They didn't co-found anything. You know what I mean? They did not co-found a fucking thing. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just, they contributed, and there's nothing wrong with contributions. There's really nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong. You know what I mean? So if you take offense to it, too bad. If you're a Puerto Rican person who's actually going to come under my comment section and, focus on that part, you will be blocked completely. Completely. As a matter of fact, I might monitor my post on this one. I might. You know what I mean? So play around if you want to. Anyway, let me get into my topic. So I want to talk about what happened on Friday with Ring of Honor Final Battle. And, I see people getting hyped up over, Danhausen coming back and then Jay Lethal coming back as Black Machismo and everything else. And I just want to say that doesn't mean shit. That doesn't really fucking mean anything. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean jack shit. If you really want to call spade a spade, I mean, let's be brutally honest. Sorry about that, guys. I had to pick up the phone or something. But, it doesn't mean anything with Jay Lethal coming back as Black Machismo or Danhausen coming back, period, because it's a dead brand. Ring of Honor is a dead brand. It's a dead brand, yo. You know what I mean? And you got to keep in mind with Jay Lethal. Let me begin with Jay Lethal. Okay? Jay Lethal has been wasted throughout his entire run with the AEW connection, right? The motherfucker has not wrestled since August, right? He has not wrestled since August. And you want me to take Jay Lethal seriously at this point, and think that he's going to be something major, especially for a dead brand? You are sadly mistaken. He's been a fucking jobber. He's been a jobber. You know what I mean? During his time with Ring of Honor or, with AEW Ring of Honor. You know what I'm saying? Those two. Tony Khan has completely buried the fuck out of him. I mean, you can't do shit with him at this point. You know what I mean? They got him with fucking Jeff Jarrett and stuff. And, and the fact that he came and hold on real quick. Sorry about that once again. It's been a fucking crazy day. Jehovah's Witnesses and shit. But going back to the thing what I said about Jay Lethal, he's been buried. And the fact that you got him as Black Machismo, come on, man. Like, it's a joke. It's a fucking joke. And for a dead brand, for a dead fucking brand. And that, again, what I said in the title, that was strictly for the Hammerstein Ballroom crowd. That was not for anything else. It wasn't for anything else. It was just for that one time and that's it. Because Ring of Honor is synonymous to the Hammerstein Ballroom. That's like their home. You know what I'm saying? And again, like it doesn't, it's not going to do anything in the grand scheme of things. It's not, B. It's not going to do shit, And then fucking Danhausen. Matter of fact, let me go back to Jay Lethal. Jay Lethal deserves way, 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 way better than what the fuck he has. I think I would assume that his contract is going to be up in 2025 because he got picked up during the purchase for AEW, for Ring of Honor by AEW in 2022. So I'm going to assume that his contract is going to be up in 2025. I fully expect WWE to bring him on. You know what I mean? Especially they want to call up Ethan Page and such. You put Jay Lethal in NXT, forget about it. It would be a wrap. It would be a wrap. He would have a career-defining moment in NXT. You know what I'm saying? And then fucking Danhausen. So Danhausen comes back, right? And, he came back to a big pop. Okay. He came back to a pop and everything because people have not seen Danhausen in God knows how long. Here's the problem, right? Again, just like with Jay Lethal, this was strictly for the Hammerstein Ballroom crowd in New York City. They're not going to do anything with him, creatively, creative-wise. You can't do shit with he's not going to do anything. Tony Khan is not going to do shit with Danhausen. He's not going to do anything. Again, there's nothing for Danhausen to do. There's nothing for Danhausen to do. He's another one who deserves better. And you know what? As I'm thinking about Danhausen more and such, at first I said to myself, he probably could do something in NXT, if he gets, if he leaves AEW, once he gets out of his contract with AEW, I could see, or ROH, wherever the fuck he's at, I could see him doing stuff with NXT. But you know what? I'm going to change my mind on that one. I thought about the perfect place where you could put him at. TNA. You can put him in TNA. Now, I mean, you can legit put Danhausen in TNA. Why? Because, TNA needs people. They need people. Now, I mean, TNA definitely needs bodies because they're going to be losing motherfuckers left to right. So I would say, you know what? Danhausen would be perfect for TNA. Let him go to TNA, let him develop wherever he needs to develop. And then maybe, just maybe, you can put him in with NXT. You know what I mean? Because that relationship is still active, between WWE and TNA. I would say, you know what? I would keep him. I would put him in TNA. I would put him in TNA. Because it makes sense. It definitely makes sense. But yes, both deserve better. You know what I mean? What you saw Friday night, again, it was just for the NYC crowd, for nostalgia purposes and nothing else. Tony Khan doesn't give a fuck about Ring of Honor. You know what I mean? People are you're overhyping, you're hyping Ring of Honor up to fail. You know what I mean? This is, Sinclair did a much better job with promoting Ring of Honor and everything than what Tony Khan is fucking doing. I mean, this is not the same Ring of Honor I grew up watching. It's not. And to say that these two are going to have, career revivals for a dead brand? Come on, B. You got to be out of your fucking mind. And then I feel bad for, Athena. I feel real bad for Ember Moon. That's a whole different can of worms. Now, I mean, that's a whole different story for another day. Now, I mean, but I'm about to be out, guys. I definitely will come back with another video because I have a video that's going to probably piss people the fuck off. You know what I mean? But I don't give a fuck. It's my opinion. All right? So I'm out. Peace.